How many of you have felt this way before? You're looking at all of the marketing tools that are available today and you're overwhelmed. There's hundreds of options, each promising to be the solution to all of your problems. And they all cost money, so before you know it, you're spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month on tools that you barely use. If this sounds familiar, then today's webinar will be a breath of fresh air. Today I'm going to show you a different path. We're calling it the Tech Freeway. Free tools and platforms that are available today to anyone that will let you build the fundamental marketing systems like lead magnets, email automation, social automation, and so forth without spending a dime. And as well, I'm going to compare the value of these systems to the popular paid systems that are out there. My name's Christopher Grant Ward from Dream Tech, and I'm here to help you overcome your marketing tech overwhelm, get your offers live, and finally grow your business. Let's go. Okay, and before we dive into the specific tools, let's be honest about what we're dealing with here. The Tech Freeway approach has some real pros and some important cons that you need to understand. The pros: every tool that I've chosen, whether it's free or not, has to be usable and useful. It actually has to work for a real business. It also has to have strong customer reviews from people just like you that say, yeah, this actually helps me solve my problem, and it has done so for years. Also, all of these tools need to provide a low-cost upgrade that can help you scale up to a paid version without breaking the bank. And also, all of these tools should be perfect for testing things out before you're committing to expensive solutions. Now, because they're free, there are a couple cons, which makes sense. These aren't always going to be the best long-term solutions if you're planning to scale to enterprise level. With a few exceptions, I think none of these tools are really going to be good for businesses that are running at scale, 5-figure-a-month types of businesses. That said, these limited features can mean that the no-cost option won't be worth it if you need advanced functionality. But if you're just starting out and you're looking for free tools, you probably don't need all of that advanced tech quite yet. So as long as you're willing to set aside some of those features and functionality in the short term, these are great solutions for you. The key is knowing when free tools will serve your needs and when it's time to invest in something robust. And that's usually about the time you start making real money. Okay, so today we're going to cover 7 fundamental categories of marketing technology that virtually every business needs when it's starting out. Pages and websites, emails, quiz lead magnets, which we'll get into in a second, social media automation, of course, sales funnels, but also podcast hosting and webinar hosting, which are great add-ons if you're looking to find new markets and attract people to your offers. For each category here, I'm going to show you tools that start free and then also explain how they can scale your business as you move up. The most fundamental aspect of really any online marketing business is your email and your contacts and being able to network and connect with people who have subscribed to you and are interested in what you're offering but haven't purchased yet. Super, super important. And as you've probably seen, there are hundreds of solutions from $1,000 a month enterprise level systems to very basic systems that maybe don't even do the job. After testing dozens and dozens of these systems with our clients and ourselves, the free version of an email client that will get you the farthest, in our opinion, is MailChimp. The $sign that we're going to give next to each of these is the next highest price. So if you want to upgrade to the next sort of paid version, you have to pay, say, $13 a month in this case, and we'll be showing those prices next to each of these as we go. Let's talk about MailChimp for a second. It's been around for years, maybe 10, 12 years, or even longer, and it actually provides a lot of great functionality for free. For free, you can actually run campaigns, tag audiences, create segments, do all of the sort of the major systems and functionality that you would expect to have in a system like this. So while you're looking for an email CRM, you might have heard of Go High Level or HubSpot, some of these very advanced tools, You may not be ready for those yet, but you just want to start collecting email addresses from Lead Magnet or from speaking events that you're doing or from your business cards, just collecting people for your subscription list so you can start a newsletter. In that case, MailChimp is a great solution to start out. It's very easy to learn, very easy to use. It integrates with a lot of different APIs and other systems, which down the road can become a huge problem. So we highly recommend MailChimp. Now let's talk about pages and websites. No surprise, we are not an affiliate of MailChimp in any way. We just really like the product for a free version. Do we think it's our favorite way to run emails, our favorite way to host pages and websites? Absolutely not, but it's free. So you can't really beat free when you're actually starting out and you're trying to do things. You can create landing pages of any kind. There's an entire landing page builder where you can, let's see here, we can go in here and we can just, where you can actually just build pages right here without needing a website at all. You can use MailChimp as your go-to place to send people to sign up for your offers, to even create sales funnels down the road. We won't get into that today, but if you're looking for a place to offer a freebie like a PDF or a video in exchange for an email, MailChimp is dead simple and free. Great place to do that. Next, let's talk about quiz lead magnets, which we find in 2025 to be the most effective type of lead magnet that you can put out there. So if you're not exactly sure what I mean by that, it's a personality quiz or an assessment tool. Usually it's a question that's put to the prospect or the lead. What kind of gardener are you? Or what kind of yoga student are you? Or what is your morning routine? Are you, these types of things that try to profile each person who takes the quiz so that you as the service provider can provide expertise in a personalized way that makes the person feel heard and wants to connect with you further, perhaps to buy your services, connect to a webinar, or something else that is bringing people further down the funnel. Quiz lead magnets show a 6x increase in leads generated compared to just sort of like a basic lead magnet. So it's something that you should consider, but they're very difficult to make sometimes, and a lot of the quiz builders are very expensive. We find that Typeform offers a free version that blows away a lot of the competition. You can create quizzes with AI. It will generate questions that you can then edit. It will suggest improvements. It creates a really beautiful interface that works really well on mobile. We find Typeform to be such a great tool that it's actually the basis of our own one-day quiz system. So you can hire DreamTech to actually build you your quiz system in one day, and it's built on top of Typeform. And we actually can use the free version if you want. And this is an example of kind of what the quiz looks like. You get, graphics, you get a starting page, you can ask people questions about, what kind of gardener are you? Are you feeling, more experimental? Are you more pragmatic? And then you actually can understand who this person is, how they approach gardening, and actually provide a solution to them right then and there that then even has like calls to action, things they can do next, PDFs they can download, products they can purchase from you, conversations you can start with them in Instagram. So quizzes are a great way to do this, and everything that you've just seen here is actually free. On the Typeform platform, you can do everything that I just showed you from a quiz for free, and it's pretty easy to do. And again, we're so confident in the Typeform system for providing a quiz lead magnet that we built our entire one-day quiz offering on top of this platform. So we let you build a quiz in 24 hours, and we do that two ways. One is you can follow our video tutorial and you can do it yourself, DIY, or you can provide us the content and we will build the quiz for you. In 24 hours, you will have one of these lead magnets like I just showed you set up. Something to consider from DreamTech. Again, quizzes are one of the best ways to attract leads in 2025, and we want to make sure everyone is set up for success. Okay, let's keep going. So you have an email system for free. You can send out newsletters in an automated way for free. You have the ability to host landing pages and a website, to offer lead magnets and information about your business. And you also can even put out a quiz lead magnet personality assessment that can attract customers through a value add that you can put out into the world. Where do you put that out? Most likely, if you're on social media, you've seen social media automation systems before that actually let you say, comment offer 25 or comment gardening 60 for a special deal, or a link to my offer or a link to my quiz. That'll be sent automatically in the DMs. And if you've seen this type of system before, you might have thought this is for just big brands to use. It's actually something anybody can use. And a company called ManyChat actually offers a free version that lets you do this for free on their platform. They have a $15 version that gives you many more features and functionality, but let's just talk about the free version of what it can do. ManyChat allows you to create what are called flows. So when someone comments on your post or reel or sends you a message, then you respond automatically with a certain type of message, and then they click on a button, they get a link to an offer, or sometimes even something they can buy. Maybe it's to sign up for a webinar or whatever you want. Everything I'm showing you right here is free. You can do it today. As well, you can also work with us to get you set up on ManyChat for $99. We'll have an entire flow built for you, ready to go, so that you can have ManyChat be part of your functionality. This saves you a lot of time, so you don't constantly have to be checking Instagram. Anytime anyone comments, anytime anyone DMs you with a certain code, this flow fires automatically and can send people a link to something important. And as you know, on Instagram, you can't actually add links in your posts. So this is a way to get around that and get people to your content in an effective way. Get your followers outside of Instagram and into your funnel. It's a super powerful system. So you've got email, newsletters, email automation, landing pages, even a website. You've got great lead magnets. You even have Instagram automation, and you haven't even spent a dime. As a small business, you should be super happy about this, being able to experiment and learn how these systems work within your marketing system without really having to absorb the cost. Now that you have built an email list, you've built your community, it's really time to start getting people into your sales funnel to purchase. Now, sales funnels can be a little bit of juju. A lot of people talk about different systems that do different things, that convert in different ways. But effectively, all a sales funnel is a series of pages or steps that moves people from being interested and knowing about your brand to convincing them that whatever you're offering, whether it's low ticket or high ticket, is worth buying and getting them to actually purchase in some sort of e-commerce situation. Sales funnels can be super complicated. They can be very expensive. I'm sure you've heard of ClickFunnels, lead pages. There's tons of different places. Go High Level has its own set of sales funnels that work really well. But is there a free sales funnel that actually lets you do all of these things that I just talked about? And the answer really is no. While there are some systems that let you build sales funnels for free, in fact, you could even build a sales funnel using the pages in MailChimp, it really doesn't provide the value that you would get from a true sales funnel tool that lets you see the analytics, what people are clicking on, what they're not clicking on, how to optimize it, how to A/B test it. All of those things are a little bit more advanced, and they just don't come in any high value free package worth mentioning on this webinar. So we're going to just put a pin in that and say no. I am going to show you later some very inexpensive sales funnels that work really well. But for now, let's just say there are no free sales funnels. Now, if you are interested in comparing and contrasting all of the funnels that are out there, all of the systems, I am going to do a pro and con deep dive of all of the top sales funnel systems out there, including ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, Perspective, Instapage, Insightly, of course, Go High Level, and talk about why you might want to spend money on one versus the other, what might be the best value for you, both from just a money perspective, but also just from a gains and growth perspective. So if you're interested in that, email me below and I will send you information on that in the coming weeks. But yeah, let's talk about the rest of the tools here really quickly. So now that you've gotten everything sort of set up from a fundamental perspective, you might think that webinars and podcasts aren't really like fundamentals to your business, but they actually are. These are actually other ways to bring people top of funnel into your ecosphere and start, marketing to them, nurturing them, talking about your goods and services, and get them to eventually buy. Webinars are a great way to get people in. They're usually free. It's a way for them to interact with you and learn about who you are, your style, your personality, if they get along with you. If you're offering coaching or consulting services, this is especially important so that people kind of get your vibe and understand you. And again, like everything else, there's hundreds of webinars tools out there, and we've actually done a webinar on webinars in the past. It's called the webinar. You can find it inside of our school, or email me and I can link that to you as well. But webinars are a great way to do this, but they're very expensive to use and very complicated. If you're going to do something for free, use Zoom. It's actually just a very good, simple tool that everyone has. The big problem with the free version of Zoom is that it only goes for 40 minutes. You can only host a 40-minute webinar, which may be good or bad, depending on what you're thinking. If you want to host a free webinar for more than 40 minutes, Google Meet is your platform. Both of these platforms you can upgrade to a 60-minute or longer, however long you want your webinar to be, for just $13 a month. You could pay for this for a month to host your webinar and then turn it off. It's actually pretty affordable to do. But if you're just looking for a way to start doing webinars, while I don't recommend these as the best ways to host webinars, both Zoom and Google Meet are a great way to even test out if this is going to work for you. And finally, with podcasts, why are podcasts super important to a business that's coaching or consulting or offering goods and services or products? Because when you have a podcast, you can get guests on your show that have other audiences. You get invited on other podcasts because you are a podcast host. You start creating this community. You can create dynamic ads that allow people to learn about what you're offering right now and get links to directly connect with you. So you're actually opening up an entire new audience besides social media, besides the email lists and the other things that you've been doing. Podcast opens up a whole new world, a whole new audience to you. But again, it can be very expensive. Podbean is our go-to for free podcast recording and hosting. It's a great way to do everything in one place. It only costs $9 to distribute on Podbean. And so if you ever are actually looking to upgrade and keep all of your recordings in one place, Podbean actually is a system that could grow with you long term, that you would never need to get rid of. So we would recommend Podbean if you're looking to start doing podcast hosting, but you don't want to spend any money. All right. So let's wrap up, and I'll actually show you a couple more systems that aren't free but are pretty low cost that we can challenge some of these free tools with. So you actually have an entire stack here, except for sales funnels, where you can actually do all of these kind of fundamental marketing services for free. Are they limited? Yes. Would I recommend any of these be your final system for your marketing? Maybe Podbean, maybe MailChimp you could get away with for free for a while, but certainly the paid version of Typeform, the paid version of ManyChat, those would be tried and true for as long as you're running marketing systems. There's probably nothing better. That said, there are all-in-one systems that provide a lot of these tools as well, and I want to go through those just to give sort of fair comparison. So the first thing I want to talk about is both Involve Me and GetResponse are sort of multi-tool or all-in-one tool systems that actually provide email, web pages, quiz lead magnets, and do all of this for free as well. They're more confusing, they're not as straightforward, and they're not as simple, and they sort of kind of lock you in by getting everything all in one place. And I actually don't even think that the quiz lead magnets on either of these systems are as good as Typeform, but they do offer a solution there. So I wanted to mention that. So these are free versions of all-in-one tools that you might want to consider. GetResponse also for $44 will do everything you see here. And if you compare that $44 to the amount of the first paid version of any of these tools, you can see that you're actually getting a decent amount. Plus, you're getting a sales funnel that's decent with this tool. So GetResponse for $44 a month, you're actually getting a bunch of these things. So while this isn't the tech freeway anymore, we are talking about a kind of a low toll road, I don't know what the metaphor is, high value tools that can get you started for a very low cost per month. Compared to this, I also wanted to talk about Stan and Go High Level, which are complete all-in-one tools that we would recommend to do most of the things that you need. Now you can see that GetResponse actually lets you do webinar hosting. It's okay. It's not great. It's not the best webinar hosting that I would recommend, but compared to High Level and Stan, which don't do webinar hosting at all, you actually get that value. That said, on the far right, High Level and Stan for $99, $100 a month each, they both provide in different ways a way to do sales funnels, social media automation, lead magnets, even calendar scheduling, and a whole bunch of features we haven't talked about here for one low price in one place. And that can be attractive to people. So I wanted to offer that solution as well. Obviously not free, but very, very low cost compared to what you might be paying per month, hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars for all of these systems in one place. And speaking of Stan, speaking of Go High Level, these all-in-one systems can get really confusing, and some of them do some things, some of them don't. So I'm going to be talking about the all-in-one webinar as well inside of our school, where you can actually learn about the pros and cons of these systems that claim to do it all. They do everything from sales funnels to email to automations to Instagram to sometimes webinars and podcasts, sometimes coursework and communities, depending on which platform you're looking at. So what are the pros and cons? What are the costs? What are the hidden gotchas to all of these? I'll go deep into this in the all-in-one webinar, so look for that on our school. Okay, and I also wanted to just say at the end that the Tech Freeway slides will be available also in the school classroom, and we'll update this regularly as new tools come available. This is the summer 2025 edition. So if you're looking at this 6 months from now, I guarantee the landscape will have changed, and let us know if we've missed something. If there's some tool that you really love that is, free or low cost, that's doing a great job for you, we'd love to hear about it. We can't keep track of all of them ourselves all the time. Anyway, I hope that this has been super helpful for you. I hope that this shows you that there are ways to not be spending a bunch of money to do some of the things that you need to do to get started with your business. If you ever need help, our school classroom, Tech Mastery for Entrepreneurs, is a great place to meet with like-minded tech professionals and learn about the systems and tools that actually can help you run your business the best. And we don't just talk about them, we actually get on Zoom calls like this and help you build them and make sure that they actually launch and go live. So this isn't another strategy course or a high level, coach. This is actual hands-on, let's get it done and live type of system. So some of the things that we can build with you are free. Some of the things that we build with you will cost you a monthly rate for paying for certain platforms, depending on what you're looking to do. But we guarantee that we can advise you on the best way to do things. So if you're interested, if you struggle with technology, I highly recommend that you join our school and you sort of take advantage of all the experience that we have having done technology, especially marketing technology, for the last 20 years. My name's Christopher from Dream Tech. We're here to help you solve your tech overwhelm and get your products out in the world live. I hope you've enjoyed this webinar, and I will see you in our school in email or maybe on Instagram. Send us a direct message. All right, have a great day.